What's up, fam? You got your boy, Sugar Belize, aka El Negro de Santana. For those new to my YouTube, I appreciate you guys subscribing. And like I told you guys at the beginning, you guys are not going to regret it. Right now, I'm going to answer the 3 questions that the fans have asked me on the last episode. These questions could be about anything, all right? So you guys could ask me any question. Uh, I chose I chose these 3 because they were subjects that are pretty interesting. So the first one is gonna be: should we get the vaccines for the COVID-19? Should we get the vaccines for the COVID-19? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you what to do in that case. But if I would get the vaccine, obviously not. Because I could heal myself, first of all. Second of all, my opinion. All of this is just a setup. Okay, so those vaccines that you get for the COVID-19 will affect you in the future, in my point of view and by history. You just got to go to your history and find out about vaccines, and use your common sense. Just use your common sense. Obviously, from what I've researched, these vaccines are just a moneymaker, and these are the ones that are gonna affect your body on the next wave. So I suggest, or I don't suggest anything, okay? Let me rephrase that. I personally am gonna let my body heal itself, because if the COVID ever enters my body will become immune because it's gonna fight it off. That's what our body does. There's thousands and thousands of years that we've have not needed vaccines, and all of a sudden in the early 1900s, vaccines are a thing now. So it's like, plus, if only you know what vaccines have, that's something for another topic, but I'll give you a quick clue. Some vaccines have dead fetuses. Yes, you have pieces of babies, babies that were aborted, or any part of the human that is not being used gets mixed up and it gets made into a vaccine. And if you guys don't believe me, I will be making of a episode just on vaccines, so you guys could see the history of vaccines and see how deep the rabbit hole really, really goes. Because when, let's say in the 80s, you only needed like 1-2 shots, supposedly the flu shot, which gives you the flu, but these shots have mercury, and some people are allergic to it. It speeds up the process, yes, but it's better if our body builds immunity. Okay? So you gotta let your body build immunity to anything that comes in. And if you're happy or full of love, you don't have to worry about that. They don't have no vaccines in the jungle. These vaccines are experimented on Africans, or mainly people of color. They're the guinea pigs to all of this. So when you see doctors over there giving shots in third world countries, what they're doing is just killing them little by little. None of these shots work. But that's my opinion. You guys could do whatever you guys want. Unfortunately, I have to give my kids, the shot to go to school. Because if you don't give them the shots, they can't go to school. You get arrested. Like, they make a big deal just for them to force you to get the shots. But I am not gonna take the vaccines for COVID-19, and I'm not gonna give it to my kids. I'm not gonna kill them. I'm not gonna make them go through that. But hey, that's just my opinion. You guys could do whatever you guys want. I'm just throwing an idea out there. I'm not trying to make you believe anything. It's just using my common sense. That's all. But anyways, question number 2. Is space really water? Oh, okay. Is space really water? My opinion and the facts, yes, space is water because it's just so clear, like, I don't know how we really think that space is just this big old space where things and planets get created and it goes for infinite. It's not even close to that. First of all, we're stuck in a dome. There is a firmament above us. Okay, so that firmament is what's dividing the waters from the waters, just like it says it in the Bible. Maybe some things in the Bible sound far-fetched, but you guys don't have imagination. It specifically said God divided the waters above from the waters below. So how else are you going to divide it? By creating the firmament, the dome. If space was a big old vacuum, you think that there will be like noise in space, or light would not be able to escape a vacuum? And I actually wrote this down, just to give you guys the proper terms, off the top of my head. I don't like to go through all that, bust my head for something that I could just put it in simple words, because I am doing this for the hood. So this is what it says. It says our solar system is surrounded by water, ice. Okay. The Kuiper belt is a disk that surrounds our solar system, ice or cloud, engulfs our entire solar system. Just think about that. It engulfs our entire solar system. Just that little disk that surrounds us. Suddenly, our own solar system is made up by water, surrounded by water, and yet we're supposed to be vacuum in space. How is there a vacuum in space? Doesn't the Bible make more sense all of a sudden? Where it says, the Spirit of God moved over the waters. God said, let there be light. The sound of the Creator that makes the light is called the sonoluminescence. Sonoluminescence, that's what the stars are. If you put enough noise frequency into the water, it creates an explosion, and that explosion is millions of degrees hot. It creates a little star inside the water, so what we see up there is just sonoluminescence, just frequencies inside the water. Why do you think the stars are all like jittery? Like if there's a reflection under a pool, when you see the light under a pool, it reflects. That's exactly what it is. And in 2013, an astronaut, his name was Luca Parmitano, he almost drowned in a spacewalk. Okay? He almost drowned in a spacewalk. How the fuck you gonna drown in a spacewalk if it's vacuum? Doesn't make sense. Why do astronauts train in the water? How come they don't just get like a big old vacuum and train in it? Because it's stupid. They train in big water tanks. Plus, like, they haven't even been to the moon, so that should tell you a lot. Why do you think they call it a spaceship? Goes into space, and then it turns into a ship. You never seen a rocket go straight up. It always curves. It doesn't want to hit the dome. Look up Operation Paperclip or Fishbowl. Let me rephrase that. Operation Fishbowl, where they tried to break the firmament, the dome. They tried to crack us out of the dome with bombs, atomic bombs, and they couldn't. So, space is water. Okay? There are clues everywhere. And yeah, that's how I'm gonna keep it short. If space is water, where does the watery space begin? Where is the edge? And God placed a firmament in the sky, dividing the heavens from the water. God opened the gates of heaven. So just that little thing right there should tell you that the vacuum becomes a myth, not a science fact. Basic physics does not allow space to be vacuum. Where does that vacuum begin? Confusion, gravity, free gravity, and the vacuum. It's just made up words. There's no gravity, there's no vacuum. Yeah, a lot of you guys are gonna say, yeah, gravity is real, but gravity was made up to explain the unexplainable. What you cannot do in a vacuum, you cannot create sound, you cannot create explosions. In a vacuum, you cannot create fire, propulsion. The jet engines would just... The rockets won't be able to go if it's a vacuum. Like, come on. Stupid. Just like I said, look up Project Fishbowl. It's the bombing of the firmament, the dome. And for the other question is, what do you think about the education system? Well, my personal opinion about the education system, I told you guys this before, it's just 12 years of babysitting. While your parents go to work to pay the bills, stress the fuck out and die, they use the education system to indoctrinate you to believe in his story, in the European story, because that's not our story. That definitely ain't my story. It's not your story. It's his story, European history. The winners write history. So, who were the winners in the past wars? The Europeans. The Europeans were the winners, so they got to write history the way they wanted it. They hid the real history because that's how they do it. That's how they play. They erased Tartaria from the maps. They erased the big rock in the middle where the tree of life was supposed to be and the four rivers connect. They hid Shambhala, Hyperborea. All of this is beyond the North Pole. So everything they teach us in school is a lie. It's the perfect weapon to make you an obedient slave because you're not using your imagination anymore. Kids stop using their imagination at 7. So what they're teaching us is to be repetitive, to be an obedient slave. They shut down our imagination. They just make us believe that the world is how they have it in this, like in this map, in this round ball. But it's nothing like that. The countries are not even how they have it in the globes or in the maps. Is the total opposite. What's up is supposed to be down, and what's down is supposed to be up. And these little ass countries, if they're European, they get made bigger. And if they're in the Americas, they get made smaller. And all this information is out there, for you guys to pay attention, because the lies the teacher tells you are just so believable that they've been using this on us over and over and over, and we keep on allowing it. Check this out. With this COVID-19, is going to do to our kids when they go back to school after this recession is they're going to have to wear their masks all day. So that's unhealthy. They're not going to have no contact with their students. They're pretty much going to have to sit in their chair the whole 6 hours, 7 hours that they're at school. Parents are not going to be allowed there. Their schools, they're building fences around it, so they're becoming like prisons pretty much. So they're trapping our kids little by little. If they go to the restroom, they're going to have to be escorted by whoever's escorting them. And there's going to be no socializing. So what's the whole point of sending your kids to school if they're going to be trapped in their desk all fucking day? They could be doing that shit at school, at the house, just on their computer. They could get homeschooled. But that's the plan, with this COVID. And this shouldn't even be called the pandemic because the flu is worse than this. But they got you guys mind fucked. And you guys are falling for all of this. Look, the riots are distracting everything now. Like all of a sudden, they forgot about the COVID and they want to talk about riots. Like I said before, it's going to be a race war, whether you like it or not, because these are all staged riots for the race war, a civil war, permanent martial law. The mask that you're wearing, they already got designs for the future on how that's going to be your ID. Yeah, they got all this planned out for you. But the school is just 12 years of babysitting. The best school, the best teacher in life is experience. So I wish I could take my kids out of school, but we'll get arrested. So we're forced to send our kids to learn bullshit. But hey, teach your kids the real things, Remind them that school is bullshit. If they get an F on a test, tell them not to worry. If they fail in school, tell them not to worry. For thousands of years, we didn't have to go to school. The best teacher in life was experience. So why all of a sudden we gotta sit in a desk with no sun? You're not getting no vitamin D. You're just stressing the kids out. Stress, stress, stress. But hey, these are just my opinions. You could do whatever you want with this. But just pay attention, to how everything is being staged. All the lies. I could keep on going, but I don't want to bore you guys, so I'm going to cut it right here. But anyways, your boy, El Negro de Santana, Sugar Feliz. Drink a lot of water.